this division has had to offer. Namely former UFC lightweight and Eternal Championship contender Ben Wall. Household names like Gregor Tsori and Jai Bradney. This man has been in there with the cream of the crop, and tonight looks to cement his position amongst the very best of top-ranked contenders here tonight.
And you can see it in his face here as he's walking out. Look at the relaxation. I mean, this is just another day at the office for Kieran Joblin. And that's you can't cheat that composure, can you, T? I mean, it's something that you earn over 37 professional fights under the tutelage of the great man like Eugene Behrman at a City Kickboxing. I mean, you love to see it.
Well, you can see in his corner there, the best coach in the world, Eugene Behrman, alongside his teammate John Bruin. Speaking of his teammates, you saw in his highlights package, he trains alongside the best of them as he undertakes his final checks at the MMA Fight Store Prep Point. The Eternal MMA Prep Point is presented by MMA Fight Store, Australia's largest supplier of mixed martial arts products. Visit mmafightstore.com.au. And Blake Richardson, as we said, a long time between drinks since we've seen this man on the Eternal MMA scene. The stonecutter back inside the Eternal cage as he faces off with his toughest challenge yet in the form of the Smiling Assassin. Speaking of a man who has been in there with the very best of fighters in Australia's toughest weight class, fight fans, you are looking at someone who has reigned king atop Eternal's lightweight division not once, but twice, as the former two-time champion makes his 9th appearance at Eternal MMA with a total 6 victories under the banner of Australia's premier MMA promotion, including names such as former UFC lightweight Mike Wilkinson, Eternal lightweight contender Brenton Mumford, Hardman Dim Skillies, Tim Schultz, and former Eternal lightweight champion Aiden Aguilera. The Smiling Assassin looks to add Kieran Joblin to that list, which in reality Blake Richardson may prove to be the most notable feather in the cap of David Martinez.
Beautifully articulated, T, as always. And listen, it wouldn't be a David the Smiling Assassin Martinez walkout if he didn't have his famed Eternal medal around his neck and the Hanya Japanese mask. I mean, he's consistent to say nothing else. And I mean, he has earned whatever kind of walkout he wants here in the Eternal cage as a David the Smiling Assassin Martinez. But underestimate him at your own peril.
It's a trademark of the Smiling Assassin as we take a look at tonight's Tale of the Tape for our Eternal lightweight main event, proudly presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Dave Martinez, 29 years of age, 5 years the younger of Kieran Joblin at 34. Height in favour of the Stonecutter, but it's the Smiling Assassin with a 2-centimetre reach advantage in this bout, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Eternal 77 main event is upon us. And for the final time here this evening, to set the table for this one, we go inside to Tom Gillender, better known to you after tonight as Tommy G, the MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. This main event has been sanctioned by MMA Australasia. Our cage side physician, Dr. Steve Windley. 3 judges cage side, AJ Perry, Claire Fryer, and Nathan Waters. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Peter Hickmott. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight will be in the Eternal lightweight division. 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing from the blue corner, weighing in at 70.5 kilos from the CKB gym, trained by Eugene Behrman. A fight record of 24 wins and 13 losses from Akaroa, New Zealand, the Stonecutter, Kieran Joblin. And his opponent from the red corner, weighing in at 70.6 kilos from the Ignite Martial Arts Academy, trained by Ryan Dunstan and Ryan Doyle, with a fight record of 9 wins and 5 losses. Hailing from Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast, this is David the Smiling Assassin
command all times. Defend yourself all the time. Hook them up. Good luck to you both.
They do touch him up here in our main event at Eternal 77. Kieran Joblin in the blue, Dave Martinez in the red. The Stone Cutter versus the Smiling Assassin, Peter Hickmott, the man in the middle for this one. They touch gloves, Tanira Nathan cage side for the final time this evening with Blake Hollywood Richardson.
I'm excited for this one, T, and in true Smiling Assassin fashion, he comes out, little glove touch, immediately into a high kick.
And immediately you see that trademark City Kickboxing stance. Tall, long, plenty of feints with that lead hand. High and low, looking for an opening.
Nice
This is the Stone Cutter. Check left, lands flush.
Good pressure from Martinez early, but Joblin patient, just finding his range.
Both these guys representing their proud stables. Dave Martinez out of Ignite MMA, and the Ryan Dunstan and Ryan Doyle training alongside the likes of John Martin Fraser, former Eternal middleweight champion. And across the cage from him, Kieran Joblin, City Kickboxing Zone.
Oh,
he shoots it on a single.
Beautiful outside single there. And with a man with 37 professional fights, no secret he's going to make a few reads, but that was gorgeous.
That was perfect, Blake. Oh, wow. Body Down goes Dave.
Back is taken.
Look at this straight away.
Reversing the strategy on the Smiling Assassin. This is usually what we see David do to others, but my goodness.
Once again, tonight's main event proudly presented by proper number 12, Irish Whiskey.
And here we go.
And this was expected from Dave. He needs to keep this fight on the ground. He's got one hook in so far. And we've seen recently, he doesn't usually need the second hook Blake.
No.
He can work from here.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's got an absolute gorilla squeeze in this first round especially. He's incredibly strong. Kieran doing a good job trying to control that wrist, eliminate any danger of a choke. He's trying to use that fence, but the Smiling Assassin.
Well, Dave's on the neck now. He doesn't want to be here. Joblin needs to move. Martinez is so dangerous from this position.
Very dangerous from here. It's high on the jaw, but again, like I said, when I alluded to that squeeze before, it will choke you through that jaw if you're not careful.
He's got to keep fighting the hands.
Absolutely.
This is bread and butter for Martinez.
He's got a little bit of space to breathe here. He's trying to stop Dave from getting in that fight, but he's got the body triangle now, and now it's especially dangerous. Just relentless as the rear naked choke attacks from Martinez.
Well, out of the frying pan into the fire for the Stone Cutter. Palm to
Absolutely.
palm for Martinez now.
Oh, it's looking tighter and tighter. He's under the chin. He's just doing a great job as Kieran Joblin of fighting that top hand. Oh my goodness, the gable grip one here.
Joblin's got to move, but Martinez, he is just relentless.
Under the jaw completely.
Stone Cutter continues to fight. He's not going now without a fight, Blake.
No, not at all. Oh, these transitions. He's sneaking that hand behind the head. He's got to keep fighting that top hand and get rid of that kill arm. Oh, good job by Kieran Joblin. The toughness of a man who's had 37 professional fights. Oh no, that's a tough one. Oh, he's got to fight that.
He's flattened him out now. He's on his back. Martinez, but Joblin continues to fight. Look at this. Over a minute left, though, to work for the Smiling Assassin. Joblin not going anywhere at this stage.
Wow. And how does that weigh on you mentally if you're Martinez? I mean, you're throwing everything under the kitchen sink at this man, and you can't get him out of there. You've been under the neck multiple times. You're on his back. And we have seen in the past with David the Smiling Assassin Martinez, if he has a tough first round and you can endure that difficult grappling pressure that he exposes, he starts to open up a little bit more with the fatigue.
We talk about the grappling of Dave Martinez. Kieran Joblin, no stranger to high-level grappling inside City Kickboxing. None more so than John Vake, Commonwealth Games competitor for Tonga in wrestling. His brother James Vake also training partners of the Stone Cutter.
He's out of the gloves, Kieran. Cool.
And he's got a few nicknames, this Kieran Joblin, the Stone Cutter. On Instagram, he goes by QB Par Putter.
I'm going to stick with the Stone Cutter. The other one sounds quite difficult to say, T. I do apologise.
No problems at all, Blake Richardson. Final 10 seconds. What a storm Joblin's had to weather. Good on him. We will see a second round here in our main event.
Wow, can we just talk about for a second how tight were those submissions? Under the neck both times, body triangle locked in. I mean, David Martinez has got to be asking himself, what do I got to do to get this guy out of here?
Well, we're about to find out. Jitsu Club replay. Blake, you tell the story.
Oh,
down goes Martinez, but he
slam.
got out of this one quick smart and started to press the action on Kieran Joblin.
Absolutely, like you said, I mean, reversing the narrative to begin the round was Kieran Joblin, the body lock, the beautiful slam, taking the back, but somehow in the scrambles, if you are complacent with David, he will take that back and he will threaten submissions all day long.
And who better to have in your corner than Eugene Berriman, alongside John Bruin. Corner cam this evening presented by proper number 12 Irish Whiskey. Thank you for joining us here on UFC Fight Pass. The past, present and future of combat sports lives on UFC Fight Pass. Watch 30 years of combat sports history with the world's largest combat sports library, plus over 25 exclusive combat sports organizations, including Eternal MMA from around the globe, with live fights every weekend. Round 2 in our main event here at the Southport Sharks is underway.
Start the round, more textbook pressure from David. And I wonder what the instructions would have been from Eugene Berriman in between rounds, but I imagine it would have been something along the lines of take the center and try and avoid exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah, it's a tough ask when you've got a guy who's just so, I know we've said this word so many times tonight, but relentless.
Relentless
is Dave Martinez.
Absolutely. Once you got that David Martinez body lock, it's trouble. Kieran doing a good job. Oh, the outside single. He does like it, and he's good with it.
Beautiful position for Joblin now.
A rare sight of the smiling assassin on his back. A sight that no doubt Kieran would hope to see a bit more of throughout this fight.
Absolutely.
Looking like he's setting up an omoplata here. Yep, he's locked that in. Kieran needs to try and step over with that leg and initiate that escape, or if he's feeling confident with the sweat, stand tall and get that arm out of there. An escape he has.
He's done exactly that. He must have heard you, Blake.
Will no doubt cost him a bit of his purse later on if there is one to speak of.
He's making his money's worth here tonight. Martinez making him work as he goes to the body now.
Trying to stay complacent here with, yeah, Martinez is just, give him an inch, he takes a mile.
Taxing exchanges as we approach the 3rd-minute mark of round 2.
Words of encouragement from the crowd for smiling assassin.
Well, if you're looking for advice, look no further than the crowd here at the Southport Sharks.
I've been very willing to offer it.
Absolutely,
tonight,
and freely. Martinez looking for that back again.
Oh, yes, you don't want to.
Massive success as we approach halfway in round 2. One hook in. It doesn't have full positional control thus far.
Looking for that far wrist control just to sort of flatten out Joblin, but Joblin doing a good job thus far, but he's got that arm trapped. Expertly done by David. He's trying to free that arm and wrestle back up, but it looks like David's going to try and chase the back from here. A bit of a positional stalemate here. David's got his arm trapped, but Kieran at the same time is using that arm to try and compromise that leg. Now it looks like his leg is free. Look at chasing the back a bit further.
This is where experience comes in for Joblin. 37 fights as a professional, 34 years of age. There's nothing that he wouldn't have seen, Blake. And although Dave, as good as he is, Joblin, he's doing a good job at just nullifying Dave from advancing position here.
That's right, and like a lot of David's opponents that we've seen in the past, they can't make it past those first few exchanges, you know, so credit to Joblin, but again, the offense of Dave Martinez proving extremely effective through rounds 1 and 2.
Inside trick works a charm for the smiling assassin. Scramble, Joblin's out of trouble. Momentarily, but he's up against the cage, and Martinez decides to let the hands go.
Nice knees from Joblin and a hook for his good measure. Surprising he took a shot there after a bit of damage, but he's shown that on a bit of separation he can hurt David.
Both men exchanging on the inside there. He looks to have cut Dave just under that right eye, Blake.
It's good. Down.
David picking his shots nicely. Peter Hickmore watching closely, making sure there are no strikes to a grounded opponent. Here we are again on that body lock, chasing the back. Oh, there it is, beautifully done.
Down goes Joblin again.
The guillotine here. So he's on the wrong side. He needs to scoot himself onto that right side where the guillotine choke is on if he wants to try and close that guard and finish. Or he can swim a butterfly hook in and sweep. But with 10 seconds to go, oh, there he goes. He's trying to get that leg in.
He's going to have a go here. We will see a third round in our main event. Martinez and Joblin back and forth they went. But you'd have to think, like Dave Martinez continuing the dominance that he managed to prove in round number 1. As we take a look at the Jiu-Jitsu Club replay, these were the exchanges off the fence.
Yeah.
And the knees from Kieran Joblin.
Well, after just constant smothering and pressure, he got a bit of separation. He thought, you know what, have a couple of these. I am sick of this grappling. Boom, boom. Nice to the body. And then a shot of his own, but nicely sprawled on in time by David.
Well, they've got 5 minutes to work. Will it be Martinez or will it be the Stonecutter? Here at Eternal 77 in our main event, as we look forward to Eternal 78 in Sydney, New South Wales, Friday, September the 8th, in association with the UFC's Fight Weekend. Tickets will sell out in advance, so make sure you're following Eternal across social media to find out when tickets go on sale. Head to eternalmma.com.au.
Finish it off.
Round 3 underway, and here we go. We announced earlier, teammate of Kieran Joblin, the arm collector, Brogan Anderson, will take on Eternal middleweight champion Matt Myers at Eternal 78 in Sydney. And alongside that, the next day, at UFC 290, it'll be UFC 293, the Fight Weekend down in Sydney, New South Wales. Carlos Ulberg announced to appear on that card as well.
Huge weekend for Australian mixed
Massive
martial arts.
weekend. UFC 293 and Eternal 78 Fight Weekend in Sydney. First time Eternal's been to Sydney, Blake.
I think it's going to look. I think Eternal's going to look nicely in Sydney. I think they're going to want to welcome us back. To be honest, long overdue.
Well, there's been talks of a few of City Kickboxing's own mixed martial artists looking to get on that fight card at UFC 293. Kai Kara France in talks as well. However, we will wait until those announcements become official. The only one I know that is official is for Carlos Ulberg.
Carlos Ulberg desperately wanting to get back in there.
Absolutely.
Speaking of getting back in there,
Yes.
though, for the first time in 5 years in the Eternal Cage, Kieran Joblin, in this third round now, exercising a little bit more aggression and separation. Nice lead knee, just misses the target.
This is where Kieran wants to be. Keep the fight standing. You heard Daniel Maudsley's fight breakdown in Keys to Victory. He said that this is where Kieran will have the most success. Slicing and dicing on the feet against Dave.
Dave going for a few elbows at the clinch himself. Oh, nice right hand. Oh, and there's a knee that's effective, acknowledged by the smiling assassin who smiles, funnily enough.
He does indeed.
Oh. Nice right hand timed off the kick there by Joblin. Another knee there, lands flush.
Dave, back to more of the same here in round 3, and it's worked for him at every moment of this fight, Blake, as we are just over halfway in round 3.
Yeah, well, Kieran was having a good bit of success on the feet there standing, and sort of separated and allowed David to get to the cage and get that body lock, and now he's doing what he does best in terms of chasing that takedown.
A grueling performance from the Smiling Assassin so far. And if you had a listen to the Eternal Insiders podcast hosted by Luke Traher, Dave says that my life, his life rather, is about clawing his way back. And that's what you can expect him to be doing. He's doing just that inside the cage. I've got no doubt that this guy wants to become a 3-time Eternal Champion.
There's not a doubt about that at all. And he's looking to make a statement here with Kieran Joblin, which is a tough ask.
Speaking of the Eternal Insiders podcast, Ben Johnston made an appearance on there alongside, well, myself. I had the privilege of breaking things down with Luke Traher, and I meant every word I said about you, Blake Richardson.
Oh, it was absolutely made my day. You've been nothing but complimentary to me. I thoroughly appreciate it. But as we approach the final minute here of our main event here at Eternal 77, these boys seem to be heating up and wanting to leave it all out there.
Final minute in round 3 of our main event. Knee lands for Joblin, blocked partially by Martinez. And the Stonecutter sticking to the game plan, keeping his distance, landing strikes from afar. 45 seconds remain.
I wonder if we're going to see a big burst, big final burst from the Stonecutter. Nice jab landed for Martinez as he came in there. This flying knee attempt. Oh, here we go. 20 seconds left.
Watch the flurry from Joblin.
Excited.
Here we go.
Oh, spinning attempt.
10 seconds remain for our main event of Eternal 77. Stonecutter looking for something special to close out the show. And that should do it, fight fans. Dave Martinez and Kieran Joblin go the distance here on the Gold Coast.
Well, two veterans going back and forth. I mean, like we said when Smiling Assassin was walking out tonight, there's no secret to the game plan, T, but it is effective.
dogs to David Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with
He's
our
with
winner of
Blake.
our main event here at Eternal 77. Back in the win column, David the Smiling Assassin Martinez. David, always good to see you, my friend. And under these circumstances, especially jolly.
Oh, man, it's likewise, my friend. I always have a pleasure seeing you. But, man, freaking first, give it up for Kieran Joblin, guys. Dude is an absolute legend.
A great show of respect to your opponent, as always, keeping with your brand, David. Now listen, you are looking to make a statement in a return against, no doubt, your most experienced opponent to date in Kieran Joblin. 38th professional fight for him coming in here, your 15th. But listen, you've walked away with the W tonight. Tell me about your mindset stepping in the cage against someone with his skill set.
Look, man, I was out here to prove one thing, and that's against my coach, Dunstan. And I was like, the switch on the fence, don't work. Don't work. Never going to work. Freaking Joblin pulls it on me each round. And Dunstan's in the corner laughing at me. Unbelievable.
Always good to see the coach laughing while techniques are working against his fighter. But listen, you proved just too much tonight. There's no secret to the game plan. You implemented well. But we're going to talk about round number 1. You took the back, the body triangle, relentless with the rear naked chokes, under the neck multiple times. I mean, I thought it was all over, David. Did you?
Oh, I felt so close, man, but Kieran's just too tough. You could put the guy to sleep and he'll still escape.
That's cool, yeah. Listen, that's a good little stand-up bit there. But listen, you were a 2-time Eternal Lightweight Champion. There's no doubt you're looking to be the first 3-time Eternal Lightweight Champion. This win puts you right back in the conversation. But listen, my friend, before we get into talks of title fights, is there anyone you want to thank for getting you back to this position in the winners column?
Mate, take a look at these 4 people right here. My beautiful wife, Jane. My best training partner, Jimmy. My 2 coaches, Ryan Dunstan and Ryan Doyle. These are the people who got me back here, man. These are the people who will see me be a 3-time lightweight Eternal Champion.
Well, David, it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Congratulations on another impressive performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, David, the Smiling Assassin Martinez.
Back in the win column, back in the green for the 2-time Eternal Lightweight Champion, and it's no question as to what he wants to do next as he pursues that Eternal Lightweight strap for a 3rd time in his professional mixed martial arts career. The Smiling Assassin is back. Ladies and gentlemen, what a performance from David Martinez. And as we welcome back Blake Richardson to the commentary booth,